Hi, boys and girls. So we're going to continue talking about how we can make the reading that we're doing more fluent and more fluid, just like music. So today's tip is when you're reading a book, you want to make sure your voice is matching the mood of the book. And what I mean by that is think about when you're at the library or when you're in a building that you have to be really quiet for. Your voice is going to change to match that mood. Or you can also think about how your voice changes when you're outside, like for recess. You're going to be a lot louder because you're very excited. So I'm going to read a book to you, Noise in the Night. It's a leveled L book on Raz Kids. And I want you to take a look at how I'm going to change my voice to match the mood of what's occurring in the book. It's written by Brian Roberts. It's about two boys who love doing so many different things in their tent. And one night they decide to actually have a sleepover in the tent and they hear a mysterious noise. So here we go. Manuel and Jason put up a tent in Manuel's yard. They put it next to the woods. They put it under a large oak tree. All day long, Manuel and Jason played in the tent. All week long, they played in the tent. They loved playing in the tent more than any place else they could think of. They took sandwiches to the tent and ate their lunch there. They took games to the tent and played games there. They took their radio to the tent and listened to music. Now my voice is very much I'm giving you information. So you can hear that my voice I'm just having it at a constant like upper tone as I read it. Nothing scary is happening yet. So and everything they're doing in the tent is exciting and fun, so I'm keeping my voice like that too. Manuel and Jason read books in the tent. They brought their favorite toys to the tent. They brought their friends to the tent, and their friends brought their pets to the tent. They liked being in the tent more than anything else. They only left the tent to go to their houses to eat dinner and to sleep. After an early breakfast, they went back in the tent. One day they asked their parents if they could sleep in the tent. Manuel's parents said it was okay. Jason's parents also said it was okay, but only if Jason's dad slept in a tent next to them. So that night after dinner, Manuel and Jason went to their tent. Later, Jason's dad and the family dog Baxter went to the tent next to Jason and Manuel. Soon Manuel and Jason fell fast asleep, and soon Jason's dad and Baxter were fast asleep too. Suddenly, now I'm going to change my voice here because I'm looking at the picture, and if you look at this boy's face, he looks a little bit worried and concerned. So if you're sleeping and now I'm reading this book, there's a suddenly, I'm thinking something's about to happen. Suddenly, there was a loud noise and it woke Jason up. He reached over and shook Manuel. Did you hear that? He whispered loudly. No, I didn't hear a thing, said Manuel. Now go back to sleep and stop bothering me. So this one didn't hear it, so he's kind of sounding a little annoyed that he got woken up. So you're going to change your voice to sound like that. Manuel and Jason went back to sleep. Once again, there was a loud noise. And once again, it woke Jason up. Jason jumped up and frantically shook Manuel. Okay, so he's kind of shaking him now. So he's going to sound much more worried. Wake up, he said. I hear it again. Something is out there. Now look at his face. He doesn't seem to hear the sound and he doesn't want to be bothered. I didn't hear anything, said Manuel. You must be dreaming. I have an important basketball game tomorrow morning, and I need my rest. Go back to sleep and don't wake me up again. Seems a little annoyed. Once again, they fell asleep, but the next time, the noise was so loud it woke up both boys. Okay, now look at their facial expressions now. They've just been woken up by a loud noise. What was that? Asked Manuel. It's the noise I heard before, said Jason. So think about yourself. Have you ever been woken up by a noise? Or did you ever get frightened while you were sleeping? Think about those feelings. How would your voice sound? Let's try to have that while we're reading. Something is outside our tent, said Jason. Get the flashlight. They slowly unzipped the tent and looked outside. They shined a light all around. They shined the light into the woods, and they shined the light up into the trees. All right, so they're looking around, try to figure out what the sound's from. I shouldn't be reading this in a happy-go-lucky voice. I should be reading this in a cautious, worried voice. But after looking all around, they saw nothing that could make such a loud noise. So they zipped up the tent and crawled back into their sleeping bags. Now, since they didn't figure out what the noise was, do you think they could fall asleep so easy? I wouldn't. I would still be worried because I didn't get the answer of what that was. So take a look at their faces. I don't know if they're going to be able to fall asleep anytime soon. Then, out of the still the dark night, they heard the noise again. Oh no, said Jason. Whatever it is, the noise is coming from my dad's tent. Come on, let's check it out. We have to save him. Look at the fear. Look at the worry. Now he thinks that his dad's going to be in trouble. Both boys grabbed baseball bats and quietly stepped toward the tent. They carefully opened the tent where Jason's dad was sound asleep. They must think it's some sort of animal. And there, inside the tent, they found the awfully loud noise. Take a look at the picture now. Who's making the loud noise? If it isn't Jason's dad and the dog. And look at the boys now. Are they scared or are they laughing? So think about how your voice is going to change here. Dad and Baxter sure do snore loudly, said Jason. So in the end, the boys are laughing. They realize they were worried, and it was just the sound coming from the dad and the dog. So today, when you're reading your book, if you have a mood, a situation where your voice should change, try it. If you can, record yourself so that Miss Bjordy and I can hear it. And of course, you want to think about, where are they? Are they speaking in a certain way because of where they are? What's happening? Is it something scary? Is it something exciting? Is it something normal? Is it something that you have to give facts or, your opinion on? Think about the mood that's being placed and try it out. We'd love to hear how you read.